Okay, so you can see where the laser goes. Now, if I stand vertically upright, as straight as I can, I bring my gun up, okay, and I support the gun. You notice when I'm in this vertical position, I don't get much of the, y'all swinging around to the side. Come around this way, so I can see what's going on. Come around. You guys aren't going to be in front of, watch if I stand vertically, how much of the recoil pad I don't get on the gun. Extend it a little bit, that's fine. Still don't get much of the recoil pad back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a couple rounds. You guys watch number 10. See target number 10? See the green dot? Watch the laser. I can see which way recoil is going to take me. I'm going to have a loose hold. I'm standing vertical, just a toe of the stock hitting my body. Here we go. Which way was the gun going? Up. Was there any left or was there any right?
Almost heading to the right.
Okay, just do it again. Watch. Okay, here we go. Now, why? Because there's nothing over here. There's nothing. I had my support hand on the right-hand side, so the gun ain't going to go that way. There's support over there. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, if I take my whole body, put it behind the stock, and I have more connection to the recoil pad, and I change nothing else, I'm only going to change connection to the recoil pad. That's all I'm going to do. So now I'm going to do that. I'm going to stand vertical, and I'm going to lean into it a bit. Okay. If I stand vertical, lean into it a bit. See, I got more contact here. Does that make sense? Yes. Watch number 10. Here we go. What was the difference in that? Same motion, but not as dramatic. Watch. Here we go again. Now going back to the way I was. Now we'll step. Now we'll lean into it. Same thing. See the difference? The difference is that it cut that amount of movement by at least half. Just leaning into it. The problem is when you lean into it, you can do it all day long, but it's not comfortable. It puts a lot of strain on your lower back. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to do. Does that make sense? So I can do this all day long. Back in the day, that's how we used to shoot in the first place. Okay? That's how we used to do it. Forever. Okay? But it causes strain and it doesn't allow any mobility. You're standing there with your butt stuck out. But it does work. Now, what I could do to modify that a bit is to step forward on my non-shooting leg. Shooting leg is guns on this leg. That's my shooting leg. Non-shooting leg, my other leg. Does that make sense? Now, how do I know how far forward to go? There's no perfect rhyme or reason to it. The real answer is shoot a 12-gauge slug and you'll know how far forward that front leg needs to go. Now, we know shooting pistols, stance is not as critical as shooting a rifle. Rifle is not as critical as shooting a shotgun. Shooting a shotgun stance matters tremendously. So if I'm only going to learn one way, I want to use my 12-gauge slug stance for rifle and pistol. I only have enough capacity to work one way. Does that make sense, guys? So the way I judge that on the forward, not the width, but the forward, is when this part of my leg is vertical and my knee is even to about where my shoelaces are or back. I'm not hyperextended. I can't maintain. Can't always be in that position the same way every time. Does that make sense? Sometimes I could be here, sometimes I could be there. I really can't judge that consistently. But if I go vertical, I can judge that. Now, width, how far wide do I go? Okay. Usually, your width is determined by your cover. Quite honest. So if this was the edge of a wall, open space, wall. This is the edge of the wall. Does that make sense? My width is judged on how far over I can. I don't want to expose my leg on the outside of the cover. That's stupid. So I want to stay inside the cover to the best of my ability. Now, in this scenario, I can switch them up. We'll talk about that at a later point. But I want to keep, or if you're shooting in competition, a fault line. I want to stay within fault line, right? So if I'm going to sit here and I want to be here, I don't want this leg too far out. But how do I know if the stance is correct? Right. So if I have my width and forward leg, how do I know it's right? Because from here, I can do this. Okay? I have my stance correct. Don't shoot on number 10. That's what I'm supposed to come up. I can engage. I can take a knee. I can engage. Up. My feet don't move. That's how I know my stance is correct. You really want to know the truth. I can come up without moving my feet. But that takes a lot of strength with your leg forward. Okay. Anyways, so I got my width right. Width doesn't matter if my toes are pointed towards the target. What I want though is for most of my body weight to be on a forward leg. I want this one to be light so I can move most of my body weight on this forward leg. Now, that allows me to lean forward. Now watch this. If I stand upwards and I shoot the gun, watch the laser. Okay. Now, if I put a step forward, notice the contact back here is better. Okay, watch the laser. Same motion, but half the jerk, right? Just by moving my leg forward, I got better contact. But what happens if I roll my shoulder forward to get more contact? If I do it standing upwards, roll my shoulder forward. Okay. Go the other way. I'm able to do that. I'm able to roll my shoulder forward and it holds, okay? Now, if I step forward, roll my shoulder into it, okay, watch the laser, here we go. Hardly moves at all, but I still get that left drift. Still drifts to the left a bit, but not as much, correct? So now I'm gonna improve my drift. Now, so I prefer, because I've done the seat clamp thing for so long, it's jacking my fucking elbow up. I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying after a while it hurts. I leave my palms flat, I leave my wrists loose and flat, and still do a seat clamp. Yeah. When I do it like this. So my palms flat, I'm not curved over. Does that make sense? I'm not moving my wrist flat. So much.
My wife is really a better shooter.
100%. Right. I wasn't saying anything wrong. But so if I go forward, if I'm in a configuration like this, comparatively to my thumbs being over the top. Now my thumb's still over the top in the back, okay? But I'm flat. This comes around like that. That makes sense? Not over. Now sometimes some of those, my Scorpion, I'll show you in a minute, is a little bit too thick, so I can't get it all the way around. It goes up that one, like that. So watch this. Got the grip. Now I'm gonna squeeze a bit and pull back. Hold, lean on the front foot. Lean on the front foot, toes curled down. Lean forward, watch the laser. Here we go. It just stayed right there. Okay. Any questions with how that works? Okay.